Bro, I don't know what it is with the world these days, but somehow niggas keep finding ways to make life worse for the rest of us. Whether it be niggas sharing their trash ass opinions no one cares about, the news bombarding people with all the evil shit in the world, podcasts, an NBA young boy releasing new music. It's no surprise MFs are so unhappy these days. Okay, I don't know why I started this video off like a edgelord, but you get what I mean. Anyways, there's a lot of things people do nowadays that are regarded as jobless activities. A jobless activity is pretty much just something that someone with way too much time on their hands can get up to, because they literally have nothing else going on in their lives. We all know that one person who engages in this kind of stuff. As always, the internet has just made the whole thing worse, as we now have front row seats to the clown show. As the title states, this video will be discussing the different types of jobless activities you can partake in. Quick disclaimer, this video is mostly a joke, but only in the parts that are convenient for me. So first up on the list, we've got being a Discord or Reddit mod. Now, if you've been around, you know these two kinds of people don't exactly have the best reputation attached to their name. If you willingly go around calling yourself a Discord or Reddit mod, you might as well just say Epstein Island was your favorite vacation spot. You know, I used to think this shit was a joke, but it's actually facts. I remember back in like COVID, the 2020 era, when I decided to use Discord for once, seeing this fat 19-year-old unemployed Negro getting nudes from 15-year-olds. Get a load of this society. These guys will get drunk with power that can literally be turned off at the push of a button and rule over people with an iron fist. These guys will act like some kind of top dog despite being the type of people who are afraid to ask for extra ketchup at McDonald's. What's even worse is the fact that 99% of these guys who spend hours a day monitoring people's behavior do it for free. My guy, at this point, just become an FBI agent who poisons third world leaders or something. To somehow top this, we've got subbing to female Twitch streamers / OF models. Bro, apparently being a porn addict wasn't enough. Now they want to humiliate themselves as much as possible and pay some random women huge sums of money. Mind you, women who would be repulsed by them in real life on top of that. And the shit they're paying for just isn't worth it. The idea of spending your hard-earned money to get the attention of some streamer for 0.5 seconds has just never made sense to me. At this point, just get a gambling addiction, because at least you have a better chance of winning the lottery than being Pokemon's boyfriend. And for the people who sub to OF, are you stupid? Now me personally, I don't watch that kind of stuff, but if I did, ain't no way in hell I'm paying money to see some shit that's a Google search away.
Don't you feel silly? Don't you feel stupid? Don't you feel a little ashamed?
All I'm saying is, if even the billionaire Kanye West just pirates their content on Reddit, what the hell are you doing with your life? Also, MFs who simp and bark for women in the comments should put that same energy into Indeed.com. So this next segment is dedicated to something I'm gonna make a video about in the future. I'm talking about self-improvement. Now, there's nothing wrong with self-improvement in general, but I'm referring to one aspect in particular. That is, of course, buying the money-making courses. How the hell are people still falling for this shit in the year of our Lord 2024? People will really pay their internet daddy $500 for a course on how to make money and not see that they're being played. There's literally a meme about a book called How to Make $250,000. And the nigga who wrote the book sold it for $250,000. There's nothing that screams jobless more than this. You're paying a ton of money for advice that can literally just be Googled. If you genuinely think you're gonna get rich off drop shipping, I'm afraid it's over for you, little bro. Also, if you buy Looksmaxxing courses, I'm afraid it's time to rope max. Also, again, self-improvement MFs who kill themselves in the gym to mog other people should realize that the only thing looking like a DBZ character accomplishes is scaring the hoes. Another kind of jobless activity that's less sad and more funny is when people argue on the internet. There's nothing funnier than watching two people in a comment section write walls of text arguing for hours or even days about some shit people will forget by next week. The funniest part is that the shit that ignites their argument is always something that's really tame. Someone could say that they don't like McDonald's, and it will somehow become an intellectual debate on capitalism and the means of production. It's always a sad sight to see when the guy whose opinion you agree with low-key starts getting cooked. But hey, getting cooked doesn't mean you're wrong. It's not even just exclusive to comment sections. YouTubers do it all the time when they make like 20 response videos to each other about some childish playground beef. Bro, why don't you just FaceTime the person in private and sort it out like regular people, instead of making this shit into some kind of circus act? Another more concerning activity has to be making celebrity stan and news accounts. I've talked extensively about meat riding and celebrity worship, but there's no higher form than dedicating your whole life to someone who doesn't even know you exist. Some MFs will dedicate countless hours of their life to do free detective work on celebrities. They'll work tirelessly to find out who they're dating, what they're eating, where they live, and a bunch of other creepy shit. It's obvious that only someone who doesn't have a job could get up to this. If you diss certain celebrities, aka pretty much anyone with a teenage girl fanbase, expect to see your exact coordinates in the comments. These guys will be soldiers for some random millionaire and defend them to their last breath. Nicki Minaj is not giving you a purple heart, my G. Deactivate the account and fill in that job application. This next one, more than ever, is more prevalent in these modern days. Because people like Joe Rogan and Theo Von have had success in podcasts, every nigga in the universe has decided they need one. It can be celebrities, regular people, YouTubers, dumbasses, and so much more. It's now easier than ever for niggas to rent out a studio, get a few microphones, and talk out their ass for 2 hours straight. The thing a lot of these people seem to forget is that there has to be something interesting about your podcast to actually get people to watch it. Joe Rogan invites people who are famous for something, and Theo Von just says some crazy shit.
You know, my favorite type of weed was cocaine.
Seeing that the market is oversaturated, you gotta have something that sets you apart. For a lot of people, this just means that they say really stupid shit and hope it gets clipped on TikTok with some Subway surfers. On the other hand, certain people realized that gender wars were really taking off and decided to throw their hat in the ring. It's easy rage bait content that gets people's attention. A lot of these podcasts consist of grown-ass men and women, a lot of them in their 30s, just bickering back and forth about whether or not women should get back in the kitchen for 2 hours. I can't help but notice that these MFs will be debating gender politics with OF girls of all people. That's like getting NBA Youngboy to represent the black community. It doesn't help that people love clipping these things in extremely biased ways to push their agenda. Now, I'll save the best for last. Clout chasing is easily the supreme art of jobless behavior. It can take many forms, but in the end it results in the same thing. The literal definition of unemployed behavior is clout chasing. Nowadays, people will go to any lengths to get all eyes on them. Whether it be making a fool of yourself, lying to thousands on the internet, or just straight up harassing people. I've already talked about rage baiting, so I may just say some things that I've already said before. When someone is obviously being a dickhead to get people's attention, don't give it to them. Yeah, I know, I'm very smart. But it's also scary as hell that a lot of people still believe whatever they see on the internet. For example, you guys remember that Ruby Rose OnlyFans drama a while back. It just so happens that that shit was a fake marketing tactic, and most people don't even know that they fell for it. There are countless other examples of people faking scenarios on the internet for the sake of clout chasing, which I won't go into. You'd think after being told our whole lives not to believe everything we see on the internet, that we wouldn't fall for shit like this in the 21st century. But Gen Z using critical thinking makes about as much sense as your crush liking you back. Oh yeah, protesters who make other people's lives more difficult should try solving unemployment first. So to conclude, I'm gonna just end off with a simple fix. It's pretty self-explanatory. Just do the world a favor and get a job, you bum.